What's wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was
what was wrong with him?
Out.
Every night in boxing is not your best, you feel me? But at least you got the
Would you
draw.
like to see a
Last Saturday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, Tank was expected to dominate Lamont Roach. This fight was supposed to be an easy win, a chance for Tank to prove once again why he's one of the most dangerous punchers in the lightweight division. But instead of delivering a knockout moment, he shocked everyone by taking a knee in the 9th round. Now, the way it all went down has fans accusing him of cheating.
What do you think of the verdict, Jim? Was it the right call?
An upset draw is always a mixed bag for fans, for people in the sport, etc., etc. I thought it was, in essence, the right decision. The only question about whether the upset draw is justified is whether Steve Willis erred in not deducting a point in a late round when Tank Davis appeared to touch the canvas with his hand.
Keyshawn Davis was one of the first to react, and he couldn't believe what he saw. He took a knee. He called a timeout. "You can't do that with me," he posted on social media. But for Keyshawn, it wasn't just about the controversy, he saw weakness. If Tank struggled against Roach, what would happen if he faced someone bigger, stronger, and more dangerous? Keyshawn didn't hold back. "He better not fight me, I'll ruin his career. He brags about knocking everyone out, but I'm coming for him. He's got to fight me before they run it back. I'll knock that cheater out." Keyshawn Davis is coming off a huge win, capturing the WBO lightweight title with a brutal 4th-round knockout of Denis Barao. Now, he's chasing the biggest fights: Tank, Roach, Vasily Lomachenko, and Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz. But there's one problem: none of them seem eager to step in the ring with him. Keyshawn is in the "who needs him" club, young, dangerous, and not a household name yet, making him a high-risk, low-reward opponent. But after watching Tank's last fight, he's more confident than ever that he'd break him. "I'm the best at 135. I've got a jab, and I'm strong as hell," Keyshawn declared, making it clear he's ready for anyone.
Otherwise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom list of fighters that's fighting on TV. Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me.
Terrence Crawford didn't waste any time going after Tank. He and Keyshawn Davis have had their fair share of online back and forths, and Bud saw the perfect chance to take another shot. "I've never seen someone take a knee and not have it counted as a knockdown. I must have forgotten the rules for tonight," Crawford posted, dripping with sarcasm. Crawford has never been a fan of Tank, and he wasn't about to let this moment slide. He kept going, making it clear that Tank would never stand a chance against him. "All this talk about this little guy giving me trouble, y'all must not know boxing. But I wouldn't mind teaching him a lesson. It wouldn't even be close." Crawford's comment sent fans into a frenzy. Some defended Tank, arguing that the grease in his eyes was a real issue, while others agreed Tank got exposed. The idea that he could ever challenge someone like Bud now seemed laughable. Crawford didn't hold back, making it clear he believed Tank was just hype, protected and not built for real challenges. Ryan Garcia didn't stay quiet either. He jumped in, adding fuel to the fire. "Lamont won that. Not calling that knockdown is the wildest thing I've ever seen in boxing. That kind of stuff makes boxing look bad. Crazy, __. See you all May 2nd, Ryan posted. Ryan is always stirring the pot, but this time, he had a point. The way the fight played out made boxing look bad, like the sport was rigged, and Tank was getting special treatment. And it wasn't just Ryan, Claressa Shields spoke up too. "How much are they paying the ref? This is crazy," she wrote. "When even other world champions start questioning a fight's legitimacy, you know something isn't right. But the person with the biggest reason to be upset? Lamont Roach himself. He fought the fight of his life, went toe-to-toe with one of the most feared punchers in the sport, and made him look vulnerable. But because of that controversial 9th round, and a referee who refused to count the knockdown, he walked away without the belt. It should have been a knockdown. If that was called, I win the fight, Roach said. He's saying he had grease in his eye, but if you kneel down and the ref starts counting, it's a knockdown.
Yeah, that was bullshit. It should have been called a knockdown. You can't take a break like that. The only person that can do that is the referee. The referee can stop the action and say, hey.
Devin Haney didn't waste any time trolling Tank after the fight. While fans were still in shock over the unexpected result, Haney jumped on social media with a brutal jab. I was waiting for the backflip, he posted, mocking Tank's signature celebration, which was noticeably absent this time. It was a clear shot at Davis, implying there was nothing to celebrate after struggling against an opponent he was supposed to dominate. Haney has been one of Tank's biggest critics for years, constantly calling him out and questioning his resume and level of competition. Now, with this controversial draw, Haney and others feel validated. Tank isn't as unbeatable as he thinks.
Backflip. Where is Leonard Ballhead ass? Nah, but for real, that fight motivated me to get back. I'm excited for May 2nd. Then when the
Terrence Crawford took it even further, claiming that Tank has never been the elite fighter he believes himself to be. To Bud, this fight proved that Davis is vulnerable and would be completely exposed against a real, high-level boxer. Tank ain't what he thinks he is, Crawford said. Shakur, Devin, or even Keyshawn would break his ego worse than Roach just did. Crawford didn't hold back, essentially dismissing Davis as an overrated fighter who has been carefully matched to keep his undefeated record intact. In his view, a skilled technician like Shakur Stevenson, a relentless pressure fighter like Devin Haney, or even the young, hungry Keyshawn Davis would dismantle Tank in a way that would shatter his confidence.
A draw? Okay then, we got a draw. It was a draw. A draw? Y'all still trying to say I can't do this? I can't? Okay. Hey.
The boxing world is buzzing with debate. Some fans still believe in Tank's power, while others are starting to see cracks in the dominant image he's built over the years. One thing is certain, fighters like Haney and Stevenson are watching closely, waiting for their chance to test Tank and prove Crawford right. Then came Danny Garcia with a reality check. The former world champion used this moment to highlight Floyd Mayweather's greatness, subtly suggesting that Tank isn't on that level. That's how you know how great Floyd Mayweather was, Garcia said. No matter who he fought, no matter how close it was, he always won. Even when the odds said he should win, he still got the job done. Garcia used the moment to emphasize why Mayweather's legacy is unmatched. He never slipped up in fights he was expected to win. That's why I say in boxing, it's better to just fight the best, Garcia continued. If you lose, at least you lost to a real dog, someone on your level. But if you struggle or lose against someone you were supposed to beat, it hurts your resume. Maybe not to your diehard fans, but to the people who really know boxing.
Great fighters, that's why I think Floyd is so great, because he always won the fights he was supposed to win.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah, decisively.
Yeah,
right.
so, but, you know, it's just boxing, you just never know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
that's why I say in boxing, it's better for you to just fight the best. Because if you lose, you lost to a fighter like you, a dog like you. But if you lose to a fighter with a lesser name, and you're supposed to win or a performance like this.
Backing up the critics was His Excellency Turki Alalshik, who echoed what many fans were already saying. The fight had a steep $80 pay-per-view price tag, and after Davis's lackluster performance, many felt it wasn't worth it. If you charge people $80 for PPV, you must give them a good card with good production, Turki tweeted, making it clear that boxing fans deserve better. Meanwhile, Tank, still processing the boos from the crowd, tried to explain what went wrong in the ring. When you're sweating and stuff like that, the grease gets in my face and burns my eyes. Yo, why y'all booing like I'm talking? Davis said, frustrated with the backlash.
I know you sound funny. We was talking in like the 12 room, I think the 12 or 11. We was talking shit, right? But you like, you ain't gonna win. I said, shit, why not? You talking about? Like, now you gonna give it to you. I was like, oh, is that right? So, you know, that's how boxing works. It's sad to say, you know, that's how boxing works. I'm not, like...
Meanwhile, Roach, who believed he had done enough to win, remained composed. Gervonta is a great fighter. I thank him for the opportunity to show the world, especially to all the people who doubted me, all the ones talking rubbish, and the fake boxing media, Roach said. Even though I didn't get the win tonight, I thought I did. And in my book, that's a win. But we're not satisfied, we need a real W. He didn't hold back on the controversy either. If you voluntarily take a knee and the ref starts counting, that should be a knockdown. If that was called, I win the fight. This performance has raised serious questions about Tank's future. During the build-up to the fight, he hinted that he planned to retire this year after 3 more fights. But after this showing, many are wondering if he'll even make it that far. The talk of retirement made it seem like Davis already had 1 foot out the door. On top of that, his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, wasn't in his corner for this fight, something that may have affected his performance. But despite all that, Tank got no sympathy from boxing pros. Many felt Roach should have won outright. Roy Jones Jr., who had believed in Roach's abilities from the start, wasn't surprised by the outcome. "I told y'all underestimated him," Jones said. "But let me tell you something, you never underestimate an underdog. They come in hungry, they put in the hard work, and you saw it in the ring." Roach had clearly done his homework on Davis. He stayed low, stayed defensive, and executed a smart game plan that exposed Tank's weaknesses. Bill Haney, father of Devin Haney, wasted no time taking a shot at Gervonta Davis. He jumped on social media, posting 31E, a clear jab at Davis falling short of matching Devin's 31-0 record. Instead, the draw left Tank at 30-0-1, giving his critics even more fuel. With all the controversy surrounding the fight, the WBA hinted that a rematch might be necessary. "I don't think there's any doubt that a rematch needs to happen," WBA President Gilberto Mendoza said. "This goes beyond just boxing, it's about the sport's integrity, especially with a huge star like Tank involved. We need to send a strong message." Mendoza acknowledged the heated debate over the 9th round. Maybe the ref saw a competitive fight. Maybe he thought it wasn't a clean punch. But how do you explain him putting his knee on the canvas?
When you sparred Tank, what did you learn about yourself when that happened?
I learned that I can hang in there with the elite level.
Ryan Garcia, who has been facing his own controversy after testing positive for Ostarine, took issue with how the New York Commission handled the fight. "What I'm wondering is if the commission only makes changes when you complain and cry like Haney, or if they actually care about the integrity of the sport," Garcia tweeted. "Nothing against Tank, but since they overturned my victory, they should do the same for Roach. They won't, though, because they were out to get me from the beginning." Garcia, who is set to fight Rolando Romero in May, didn't hold back in calling out what he saw as double standards in boxing. "I ain't no hater either, I like Tank. I think he's a great fighter. He just had an off night, and Lamont fought great, simple as that," Garcia said. "But I'm tired of the inconsistency in boxing. It's weird." He continued venting his frustrations, bringing up past grievances. "I had the ref save Haney from getting stopped, never called him for holding on for dear life, and took a point away from me with no warning. Then they make up this story about me having Ostarine, it's just rubbish. All this nonsense pisses me off, and I'm taking it out on Raleigh." Meanwhile, Devin Haney is preparing for his highly anticipated return in May, where he'll headline a major card in Times Square. But before stepping back into the ring, he couldn't resist taking a shot at Tank. Davis, known for his explosive knockouts and show-stopping performances, failed to get the win against Lamont Roach, resulting in a draw that shocked the boxing world.
Oh, undefeated. And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at. All right,